Did you know that 95% of Americans believe in God or a higher power? Yet, some of the world's most influential tech leaders have long been associated with atheism or agnosticism. Elon Musk was once among them, but recently, Musk joined the ranks of believers in a move that's sending shockwaves through the tech world. What prompted this change in a man who once relied solely on science and logic? And how might this shift impact the future of innovation? Elon Musk's childhood in South Africa wasn't just filled with dreams of rocket ships and electric cars. Born into an Anglican family, young Elon's early years were steeped in religious tradition. Sunday mornings meant putting on his best clothes and heading to church with his parents and siblings. He listened to sermons, sang hymns, and even attended Sunday school classes. But beneath the surface of this seemingly typical Christian upbringing, a curious and questioning mind was at work. Elon, even as a child, had an insatiable appetite for knowledge and a natural inclination towards science and technology. This passion for understanding how things worked began to create tension with the religious teachings he encountered. As Elon devoured books on physics, astronomy, and engineering, he found himself increasingly torn between the scientific explanations of the world and the religious narratives he heard in church. The more he learned about the laws of nature and the vastness of the universe, the more he struggled to reconcile these concepts with the idea of a divine creator. This internal conflict came to a head one day when Elon was around 12 years old. During a Sunday school class, the teacher was explaining the story of Noah's Ark. Elon, armed with his knowledge of physics and biology, couldn't help but question the logistics of the tale. How could all those animals fit on one boat? How did they survive for so long? What about the carnivores? What did they eat? The teacher, unprepared for such probing questions from a young student, struggled to provide satisfactory answers. This moment became a turning point for Elon. He realized that the faith he had been raised with couldn't withstand the scrutiny of his scientific mind. From that day forward, Elon's relationship with religion began to shift. He didn't immediately reject his faith entirely, but he started to view it through a more critical lens. He began to seek out answers to life's big questions not in religious texts, but in scientific theories and technological advancements. This pivotal moment in Sunday school set Elon on a path that would eventually lead him to declare himself an atheist. It marked the beginning of a journey that would see him prioritize reason and empirical evidence over faith and tradition. But Elon Musk's journey with faith was far from over. The questions that began in his childhood would continue to shape his worldview and influence his approach to innovation and problem-solving. As he grew older and faced new challenges, the interplay between faith and science in his life would take unexpected turns, leading to surprising revelations and transformative experiences. While Musk was revolutionizing online payments, another transformation was taking place, one that would shape his worldview for years to come. As Elon Musk's empire grew, so did his conviction in science and logic. The young entrepreneur's journey from startup founder to Silicon Valley legend would test not just his intellect, but the very core of his beliefs. Musk's early career successes began with Zip2, a software startup he co-founded with his brother. This venture provided online city guides for newspapers, marking Musk's entry into the tech world. It was just the beginning of his meteoric rise. After selling Zip2 for a cool $37 million, Musk co-founded X.com, an online payment company that would later become PayPal. The merger of X.com with Confinity to form PayPal catapulted Musk into the upper echelons of the tech industry. When eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in stock in 2002, Musk's share was valued at around $165 million. This massive financial success didn't just pad his bank account. It reinforced his belief in the power of logic, innovation, and technological advancement. As Musk's wealth and influence grew, so did his reliance on rational thought and empirical evidence. The tech industry, particularly Silicon Valley, is known for its skepticism towards religion. Surrounded by like-minded individuals who prioritized scientific reasoning over spiritual beliefs, Musk found himself in an environment that further solidified his atheistic worldview. How did this success change Musk's perspective on faith and spirituality? With each business triumph, Musk seemed to move further away from the religious teachings of his childhood. The man who once questioned the logistics of Noah's Ark in Sunday school was now questioning the very existence of a higher power. Musk's public statements during this time reflected his evolving beliefs. In one notable quote, he said, "I believe there's some explanation for this universe which you might call God." This statement hints at a complex relationship with faith, one that acknowledges the possibility of a higher power while stopping short of embracing traditional religious beliefs. The tech titan's rise to power had seemingly cemented his atheistic stance. His ability to create groundbreaking companies, amass enormous wealth, and shape the future of technology all served to reinforce his belief in human potential and scientific progress. In Musk's world, there seemed to be no need for divine intervention when human ingenuity could achieve such remarkable feats. But even at the height of his success, something was missing. Despite his wealth, influence, and reputation as a visionary, Musk would soon face challenges that would shake the very foundations of his beliefs. The man who had conquered the business world was about to embark on a journey that would test not just his intellect, but his soul. Elon Musk's rise to the top of the tech world came with a hefty price tag, one that couldn't be measured in dollars and cents. As his companies grew, so did the weight of expectations and scrutiny. The man who dreamed of colonizing Mars and revolutionizing transportation found himself under a microscope, with every decision and tweet dissected by millions. The pressure reached a boiling point during Musk's tumultuous acquisition of Twitter. What started as a $44 billion deal quickly spiraled into a legal battle and public relations nightmare. Musk's impulsive decision-making during this period raised eyebrows and concerns. Investors watched nervously as Tesla's stock price took a nosedive, wondering if the billionaire had bitten off more than he could chew. But Twitter was just one piece of the puzzle. Musk's ambitious goals for humanity, from sustainable energy to interplanetary travel, often clashed with the harsh realities of running multiple high-stakes companies. Production issues plagued Tesla, while SpaceX faced its share of failed launches and setbacks. Each stumble was magnified in the public eye, and the once unshakable Musk began to show signs of strain. The toll on Musk's personal life and mental health became increasingly evident. His chaotic schedule, constant travel, and the pressure to deliver on his grand promises left little room for personal relationships or self-care. The man who once relied solely on logic and reason found himself grappling with emotions he couldn't easily explain away. Behind the scenes, Musk's inner turmoil was compounded by his complex family history. The impact of his parents' divorce and his father's harsh parenting style lingered, contributing to a sense of isolation that persisted even as he became one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. As the challenges mounted, cracks began to appear in Musk's atheistic armor. The man who once dismissed the idea of a higher power found himself questioning the sustainability of his ambitions. How long could one person bear the burden of pushing humanity forward? Was there something more to life than technological progress and business success? These doubts manifested in subtle ways at first. Musk's public statements became more introspective, hinting at a search for meaning beyond his company's bottom lines. In private moments, away from the cameras and boardrooms, those close to Musk noticed a change. The once unflappable CEO seemed more vulnerable, more open to ideas that didn't fit neatly into his logical worldview. The weight of the world was taking its toll on Elon Musk. As he struggled to balance his grand visions with the realities of business and public opinion, he found himself at a crossroads. The cracks in his atheistic armor were starting to show, and a new chapter in Musk's spiritual journey was about to begin, one that would challenge everything he thought he knew about himself and the universe. At the height of his professional success, Elon Musk faced a crisis that would shake the very foundations of his beliefs. The Twitter acquisition, once seen as a bold move, had turned into a public relations nightmare. As Musk took control of the social media giant, he made sweeping changes that sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Thousands of employees were let go, top executives were fired, and the platform's future hung in the balance. The upheaval at Twitter didn't just affect the company itself. Tesla, Musk's electric car venture, saw its stock prices plummet as investors worried about his divided attention. The man who had built empires on logic and reason now found himself struggling to keep his various enterprises afloat. Musk's usual problem-solving methods, which had served him so well in the past, seemed inadequate in the face of this crisis. His reliance on data and rational thinking couldn't ease the emotional toll of public scrutiny and criticism. For the first time in his career, Musk felt overwhelmed by the challenges he faced. The pressure began to take its toll on Musk's mental state. He felt isolated, despite being one of the most recognizable figures in the world. The weight of his decisions affecting thousands of employees and millions of users bore down on him. Questions about the purpose of his work and the meaning behind his ambitious goals started to surface. As Musk grappled with these existential questions, he found himself longing for something beyond the realm of science and technology. The happiness and fulfillment he observed in others, particularly those with strong faith, began to intrigue him. He started to wonder if there was more to life than just pushing the boundaries of innovation. What made Musk start to reconsider his stance on faith? It was during this tumultuous period that he had an unexpected encounter. While in Las Vegas, Musk found himself drawn to a church, a place he had long avoided. Inside, he witnessed something that would challenge his long-held atheistic beliefs. A woman was giving her testimony, sharing how she had found joy and purpose despite facing significant hardships in her life. Her words resonated deeply with Musk, who was struggling to find meaning in his own challenges. This moment became a turning point for the tech mogul, forcing him to confront the limits of his purely logical worldview. Musk left the church that day with more questions than answers. He began to wonder if there was a spiritual dimension to life that he had been missing. The happiness he saw in the faces of the congregation members, including the woman who had shared her story, sparked a curiosity he couldn't ignore. But questioning is one thing, finding answers is another. Musk's journey from doubt to belief was just beginning, and the road ahead would be filled with internal struggles and external skepticism. Amidst the neon lights and slot machines of Las Vegas, Elon Musk found himself drawn to an unexpected sanctuary. What he discovered inside would shake his worldview to its core. Musk was in Sin City for a tech convention, his mind likely occupied with the latest innovations and business strategies. But as he walked the bustling streets, something unusual caught his attention. The sound of a church choir singing beautifully wafted through the air, a stark contrast to the cacophony of casino noises. Intrigued, Musk decided to follow the melody. As he stepped into the church, the self-proclaimed atheist was immediately struck by the atmosphere. The joyful energy inside was palpable, a far cry from the pressure cooker environment he'd grown accustomed to in the tech world. Congregants sang with genuine happiness, their faces radiating a contentment that seemed foreign to Musk. The billionaire tech mogul, used to being the center of attention, found himself blending into the background as an observer. He watched, fascinated, as people from all walks of life came together in worship. The sense of community and shared purpose was evident, and Musk couldn't help but feel a twinge of longing. But it was during the testimonies that Musk truly felt his perspective shifting. A young woman stood up to share her story, recounting her struggles after her husband's passing. Musk listened intently as she described finding joy through her faith, despite the immense challenges she faced. Her words resonated deeply with Musk. Here was someone who had faced true hardship, yet she exuded a sense of peace and happiness that seemed to elude him, despite all his wealth and success. The contrast was stark and undeniable. As the service continued, Musk found himself increasingly drawn in. The music, the warmth of the congregation, and the powerful testimonies all combined to create an experience unlike anything he'd encountered before. He began to feel a profound sense of longing for the joy and purpose he witnessed in others. In that moment, something shifted within Elon Musk. The man who had built his life and career on logic and reason felt moved by something he couldn't fully explain. It was as if a missing piece of a puzzle had suddenly fallen into place. As the service drew to a close, Musk made a decision that would alter the course of his life. In a moment of clarity, he chose to give his life to Christ. The transformation was sudden and unexpected, yet it felt right in a way he couldn't articulate. But could one experience really change the mind of a dedicated atheist? As Musk left the church that day, he knew he was embarking on a new journey, one that would challenge his long-held beliefs and potentially reshape his entire worldview. Elon Musk's mind became a battleground between logic and faith following his transformative experience in that Las Vegas church. The man who had built empires on cold, hard facts now found himself grappling with something beyond human understanding. This internal conflict threatened to shake the very foundation of his worldview. As Musk left the church that day, his scientific background clashed violently with his newfound spiritual curiosity. How could he, a man dedicated to empirical evidence and rational thought, suddenly find himself considering the existence of a higher power? The cognitive dissonance was overwhelming. Musk's past experiences and long-held beliefs didn't simply vanish overnight. He had spent years confidently proclaiming his atheism, basing his decisions and innovations on scientific principles. Now, he found himself questioning everything he thought he knew. The emotional toll of his work, the controversies he faced, and the immense pressure of his ambitious goals had left him yearning for something more. During this period of intense introspection, Musk wrestled with profound questions. He pondered the origin of the universe, the nature of consciousness, and the purpose of human existence. These were questions he had previously dismissed as irrelevant or unanswerable, but now they consumed his thoughts. Musk's journey reflects a common psychological process of religious conversion. Personal crises often lead individuals to seek spiritual answers, redefining their beliefs in the process. For Musk, the weight of his responsibilities and the emotional strain of recent events had created fertile ground for such a transformation. As he worked through this internal struggle, Musk found himself drawn to exploring different spiritual perspectives. He began reading religious texts and philosophical works, seeking to understand the intersection of faith and reason. In one notable statement, Musk expressed that he believes there's some explanation for this universe which you might call God, suggesting a shift towards a more spiritual understanding of existence. Key moments in Musk's spiritual journey came as he started to see patterns and connections in his life that he couldn't explain through pure logic. The seeming coincidences that had led to his success, the inspiration behind his innovations, and even the challenges he faced began to take on new meaning. Musk's process of reconciling his scientific background with his growing spiritual inclinations was gradual and deeply personal. He didn't abandon his love for science and technology, but instead began to view them through a new lens. The idea that faith and reason could coexist, even complement each other, started to take root in his mind. As Musk's inner world shifted, his outer world began to change too. The transformation that had begun in that Las Vegas church was about to ripple outward, affecting not just Musk's personal life, but potentially the future of his companies and his vision for humanity. The transformation that began in Las Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. As Elon Musk's spiritual awakening seeped into his public persona, the tech world held its breath. What happens when Silicon Valley's most vocal atheist starts talking about God? Following his newfound faith, Musk's behavior and public statements began to reflect a more compassionate approach. This shift contrasted sharply with his previously secular and often controversial public image. The man who once relied solely on data and logic now spoke of purpose and meaning beyond technological advancement. But Musk's spiritual journey wasn't just a personal matter. It raised questions and concerns among his employees, investors, and the public. How would this new worldview impact his decision-making? Would his focus on faith affect his business priorities across Tesla, SpaceX, and his other ventures? The tech community watched closely as Musk's actions began to reflect his evolving beliefs. His $44 billion acquisition of Twitter, for instance, took on new significance in light of his spiritual transformation. Was this just another business move, or did it represent a deeper desire to influence public discourse? Investors, in particular, expressed concern about Musk's divided attention. As he grappled with Twitter's controversies and implemented major changes within the company, some worried that Tesla might suffer. The electric car manufacturer's stock price fluctuated as the market tried to make sense of Musk's new direction. Within Musk's companies, employees noticed subtle shifts in leadership style. The once ruthless pursuit of technological advancement was now tempered with considerations of ethics and social responsibility. Team meetings occasionally touched on topics of purpose and meaning, leaving some employees inspired and others perplexed. But how would Musk's spiritual beliefs impact his ambitious goals for humanity? The man who dreamed of colonizing Mars and revolutionizing transportation now spoke of a higher purpose. His vision for the future began to incorporate elements of faith alongside technological progress. In one notable instance, Musk adjusted SpaceX's mission statement to include language about preserving the light of consciousness. This seemingly small change hinted at a broader shift in how he viewed his company's roles in shaping humanity's future. At Tesla, Musk pushed for more sustainable practices beyond just producing electric vehicles. He spoke about stewardship of the Earth in terms that echoed both environmental concerns and spiritual responsibility. As Musk's transformation rippled through his empire, it became clear that this was more than just a passing phase. The tech visionary was integrating his newfound faith into every aspect of his life and work. But not everyone was ready to accept this new version of Elon Musk. While Musk's conversion was making waves, not everyone was ready to accept this new version of the tech titan. For some, Musk's spiritual transformation was harder to swallow than his plans to colonize Mars. The skepticism and criticism came from all corners, with many viewing his newfound faith as nothing more than a publicity stunt. Critics were quick to point out Musk's past as a self-proclaimed atheist. They argued that his previous statements about religion made his sudden conversion seem insincere. How could a man who once dismissed organized religion now claim a profound Christian awakening? The tech world buzzed with theories and speculations about Musk's true motives. Accusations of hypocrisy flew thick and fast. Those who had followed Musk's career closely recalled his past criticisms of religion and his unwavering focus on science and technology. They questioned how he could reconcile these views with his current spiritual beliefs. Was this just another of Musk's impulsive decisions, or was there something more to it? Musk found himself in the challenging position of defending his faith while maintaining his authenticity. He was acutely aware of the scrutiny he faced and seemed determined to prove the sincerity of his spiritual journey. In public statements, he hinted at a transformative experience that had led him to embrace faith, suggesting a deeper personal change than many were willing to believe. The backlash wasn't limited to skeptics and critics. Even some of Musk's supporters found themselves confused by this unexpected turn. They wondered how his new beliefs would impact his business decisions and his vision for the future. Would the man who once dreamed of a science-driven utopia on Mars now be guided by religious principles? As the controversy raged on, Musk faced a crucial test. How would he demonstrate the authenticity of his conversion in the face of such widespread doubt? The answer came in an unexpected form. During a high-stakes business negotiation, Musk made a decision that prioritized ethical considerations over potential profits. This move, which aligned with his newfound spiritual values, cost his company millions but earned him respect from those who had doubted his sincerity. This key moment marked a turning point in how people perceived Musk's spiritual journey. While skeptics remained, many began to see that his faith was more than just a passing phase or a PR stunt. It was becoming an integral part of who he was and how he approached both his personal life and his business empire. As the dust settled, a new Elon Musk emerged. This version of the tech visionary was more complex, blending his scientific brilliance with a newfound spiritual depth. The world watched with fascination, wondering how this transformation would shape the future of technology and innovation. Elon Musk's spiritual journey has reshaped not just his personal life, but his entire approach to innovation and leadership. The tech titan, who once relied solely on logic and data, now views his work through a more holistic lens. This new version of Musk isn't just about merging technology and spirituality. It's about redefining what it means to be a visionary in the 21st century. Musk now refers to himself as a cultural Christian, a term that suggests a deep respect for Christian values without necessarily adhering to all traditional doctrines. This evolution in his beliefs has led to a more nuanced approach to his companies and projects. He's no longer just focused on pushing technological boundaries. He's also considering the ethical implications of his work. The integration of faith into Musk's worldview hasn't diminished his scientific pursuits. If anything, it's expanded his vision for what technology can achieve. He continues to dream big, with plans for Mars colonization and sustainable energy solutions. But now, these ambitions are tempered with a sense of spiritual purpose. Musk's faith has matured since his initial conversion experience. What began as a personal revelation has grown into a guiding philosophy that informs his decision-making across all aspects of his life. In board meetings and public speeches alike, Musk now occasionally references concepts of stewardship and responsibility that echo religious teachings. This spiritual dimension to Musk's work is perhaps most evident in his approach to artificial intelligence. While he still sees AI as a crucial technology for humanity's future, he now speaks more often about the need for ethical AI development. He's advocated for AI systems that align with human values, a stance that reflects his newfound spiritual perspective. What does Musk's spiritual journey mean for the future of technology and innovation? It suggests a potential shift in Silicon Valley culture, where the pursuit of profit and technological advancement might be balanced with considerations of ethics and human well-being. Musk's example could inspire other tech leaders to explore the intersection of faith and innovation. Musk's current stance on faith and its role in shaping humanity's future is one of cautious optimism. He believes that spiritual principles can guide technological development in a positive direction, creating innovations that not only advance human capabilities, but also promote compassion and ethical behavior. As Musk continues to navigate this new chapter in his life, the tech world watches with fascination. His journey serves as a reminder that even in the fast-paced, data-driven world of innovation, there's room for spiritual growth and transformation. But the story of Elon Musk's spiritual evolution is far from over, and its full impact on the future of technology and society remains to be seen. While Elon Musk's spiritual transformation has captivated headlines, it's merely the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, a quiet revolution is brewing in the tech industry. What happens when the world's most brilliant minds start factoring spirituality into their algorithms? Musk's journey from atheist to believer isn't just a personal story. It's a reflection of a broader shift happening in Silicon Valley and beyond. The tech industry, long known for its skepticism towards religion, is beginning to grapple with the implications of faith-driven innovation. As leaders like Musk challenge the notion that science and spirituality must be at odds, we're seeing a new paradigm emerge. This shift is raising intriguing questions. How might a tech industry influenced by faith look different from what we see today? Could spiritual principles lead to more ethical AI development? Might we see a greater emphasis on technology that promotes human well-being rather than just profit? Experts suggest that as spirituality becomes more accepted in tech circles, it could lead to innovations that prioritize ethical considerations and the greater good of humanity. Imagine AI systems designed not just for efficiency, but with compassion and moral reasoning built into their core. Or consider how space exploration might evolve if driven by a sense of spiritual stewardship rather than just scientific curiosity. Musk's transformation highlights a broader trend where tech leaders are integrating their spiritual beliefs into their work. This integration has the potential to reshape the ethical frameworks within which technological advancements are pursued. We might see more companies considering the long-term impact of their innovations on society and the environment, guided by spiritual values of responsibility and interconnectedness. The intersection of faith and technology raises fascinating possibilities. Could we see meditation apps that use advanced neurofeedback to enhance spiritual experiences? Or virtual reality environments designed for interfaith dialogue and understanding? The potential for technology to enhance and explore spirituality is vast and largely untapped. Of course, this shift isn't without its challenges. The tech industry will need to navigate complex questions about the role of faith in a diverse, global marketplace. How can companies balance spiritual values with the need for inclusivity and respect for different beliefs? As we look to the future, it's clear that the impact of spirituality on technology and innovation is just beginning to unfold. Musk's journey serves as a catalyst, encouraging other tech leaders to reflect on their own beliefs and how these might inform their professional decisions. The result could be a tech industry that's not just more innovative, but more compassionate and ethically grounded. The tech world's most famous atheist-turned-believer, Elon Musk's spiritual journey offers more than just clickbait headlines. It's a story that challenges our assumptions about faith, science, and personal growth in ways few could have predicted. Musk's transformation from a staunch atheist to a self-described cultural Christian isn't just about one billionaire finding religion. It's a case study in how even the most rational minds can be transformed by experiences that defy easy explanation. Musk's journey touches on universal themes that resonate far beyond Silicon Valley boardrooms. One key takeaway is the power of personal crisis to spark spiritual awakening. Musk's moment of reckoning came when his usual problem-solving methods failed to provide comfort during a particularly turbulent time. This speaks to a common human experience. When logic falls short, we often find ourselves searching for deeper meaning. Another lesson lies in the integration of faith and reason. Musk hasn't abandoned his scientific principles or technological ambitions. Instead, he's found a way to merge his spiritual beliefs with his innovative drive. This challenges the notion that faith and science must be at odds, suggesting a more nuanced approach to understanding the world. Musk's story also highlights the importance of community and shared experiences in spiritual growth. His transformative moment in a Las Vegas church wasn't just about personal revelation. It was about witnessing the joy and purpose in others. This reminds us that faith often flourishes in connection with others, not in isolation. The tech titan's journey raises intriguing questions about the role of spirituality in innovation. Could a more spiritually minded approach to technology lead to more ethical and compassionate advancements? Musk's evolving worldview suggests this possibility, potentially inspiring other tech leaders to consider the spiritual implications of their work. Perhaps the most profound insight from Musk's journey is the realization that despite immense wealth and success, true fulfillment often comes from sources beyond material achievement. This universal truth resonates whether you're a billionaire entrepreneur or an average person searching for meaning. As we consider Musk's transformation, we're left with a final question. What might our own lives look like if we approached our beliefs and values with the same intensity and openness to change that Musk has demonstrated? His journey invites us all to examine our own convictions and consider how they shape our vision for the future. In Musk's own words, he believes there's some explanation for this universe which you might call God. This statement encapsulates his newfound openness to spiritual possibilities while maintaining his scientific curiosity. It's a powerful reminder that faith and reason can coexist, even in the mind of one of the world's most influential innovators. Elon Musk's spiritual journey reminds us that faith and reason aren't mutually exclusive, even in the cutting-edge world of tech innovation. His transformation challenges us to reconsider our assumptions about the relationship between science and spirituality. As we continue to push the boundaries of human achievement, Musk's story suggests that our most profound discoveries may lie not just in distant galaxies, but within ourselves. The tech titan's evolution invites us all to examine how our beliefs shape our vision for the future. It raises intriguing questions about the role of spirituality in driving innovation and ethical progress. Musk's openness to spiritual possibilities, while maintaining his scientific curiosity, offers a compelling model for integrating different ways of understanding the world. His journey may well inspire a new generation of innovators to consider the deeper implications of their work, potentially reshaping the tech industry's approach to ethics and human well-being.